A towering masterpiece rises in the heart of New York City, a building so slender and elegant that it almost feels unreal. At first glance, it looks like something out of a dream. But behind that beauty lies a strange and unsettling reality. Despite costing billions of dollars to build, this skyscraper remains largely empty. People simply don't want to live here. This is the story of 111 West 57th Street, often nicknamed the Steinway Tower, the tallest and one of the thinnest skyscrapers in the world. Standing at an astonishing height of 1,428 feet, its width is barely comparable to a tennis court. It is a structure that pushed engineering beyond its limits, yet became one of the most controversial residential buildings ever created. So why would such a luxurious and advanced building struggle to attract residents? Why do some people even call it a ghost tower? Today, we dive deep into the hidden reality of this extraordinary structure, uncovering the engineering challenges, unexpected dangers, and the troubling story behind construction. At first sight, many people fear that such a thin tower might collapse or tilt to one side. But surprisingly, that's not the real concern. The actual problem is far more unusual. This building doesn't just resist gravity. In some ways, it seems to fight against it. When powerful winds strike a structure this tall and narrow, they don't just push against it from the sides. They can also flow underneath and create an upward force known as uplift. This force can act almost like it's trying to pull the building off the ground. Normally, wider skyscrapers rely on their massive weight to stay firmly anchored. But the tower is so slim that its base isn't enough to counteract these forces. To solve this, engineers had to anchor the building deep into the bedrock of Manhattan. Around 200 massive steel anchors were drilled 100 feet down, gripping the earth like roots of a giant tree, holding the entire structure in place. But anchoring the building was only one part of the challenge. Another major issue was the walls. In a building this narrow, thick walls would reduce valuable living space, and in one of the most expensive areas in the world, every inch matters. So engineers turned to an advanced solution: ultra-high-strength concrete capable of bearing around 14,000 psi, roughly 3 times stronger than standard concrete. This allowed them to keep the walls thin while still supporting the enormous weight of the tower. However, even with these innovations, one major problem remained: the wind. This is where things get even more complex. As wind flows around a tall, slender building, it doesn't move smoothly. Instead, it creates swirling air patterns known as vortices on alternating sides. This phenomenon, called vortex shedding, causes the building to sway rhythmically, first one way, then the other. For people inside, this movement can sometimes be noticeable. And if the frequency of this motion matches the building's natural vibration, it can amplify the movement, potentially leading to structural damage. A similar effect can be seen when soldiers march across a bridge. If they step in perfect rhythm, the vibrations can build up. That's why soldiers are often instructed to break step when crossing. To counter this, engineers introduced several advanced solutions. First, the building's shape was carefully designed to disrupt smooth airflow and reduce the formation of strong vortices. Second, the exterior was covered with specially textured terracotta panels. These rough surfaces break up the wind flow. Third, the tower includes blow-through floors, open sections on certain levels, like the 51st, 71st, and 86th floors. These gaps allow wind to pass directly through the building, reducing pressure. At the very top sits an enormous tune mass damper, weighing around 800 tons. This giant device moves in the opposite direction of the building's sway, helping stabilize it and minimize motion. Even with all these cutting-edge technologies, keeping the tower stable proved to be extremely difficult. And soon, unexpected problems began to appear. In October 2020, while the building was still under construction, a powerful storm struck New York City. During the storm, a crane mounted at the top of the tower became dangerously unstable. Attached to it was a massive steel counterweight, a ball the size of a small car. Suddenly, it broke loose and began swinging wildly. Slowly, it traced a terrifying arc through the air, until it slammed into the building itself. The impact damaged the exterior, halted construction, and significantly increased costs, at a time when the project was already facing financial strain. But the troubles didn't end there. In 2022, the tower made headlines again, this time for a safety incident. Due to the building's height and exposure, ice had formed on its exterior. At one point, a large chunk broke off and fell onto a car below, striking the driver. Thankfully, the driver survived, but the incident raised serious concerns. A building once celebrated as a marvel of modern engineering was now being seen by many as a potential hazard. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, financial problems were growing. The project had originally been marketed as a dream. Ultra-luxury apartments in one of the most prestigious locations in the world. It promised unmatched views, exclusivity, and an address reserved for the global elite. Developers secured land, attracted investors, and began construction with high expectations. But as time went on, costs spiraled out of control. Every engineering challenge required expensive solutions. Specialized materials and advanced design features pushed the budget higher. By the end, the total cost had reached nearly $2 billion, and then came another major setback, a foreclosure case involving tens of millions of dollars. Financial pressure mounted, sales slowed down, and confidence in the project began to decline. Today, despite its incredible design and luxury offerings, many units in the tower remain unsold. What was meant to be a symbol of innovation has instead become a cautionary tale. The Steinway Tower stands tall over New York City, a breathtaking yet mysterious structure, a building that pushed the limits of possibility, but may have gone just a little too far.